To me, the thing that is most suspicious of all of what happened on September 11th, 2001, is what happened to Building 7.
El edificio 7 era un rascacielos de 47 pisos que formaba parte del complejo World Trade Center.
Stay on left, on the last one. There's nobody up on 23? No, they evacuated everybody down. All right, they finally went to the bus. Thank you. Yeah.
The building, if you ever see a video of it, falls straight down with no resistance at all being offered from the floors beneath it. In other words, to me, it was an implosion. The strange thing is that because of the repression of the media in the United States, very few people in the United States even know about Building 7. But it was not just that 2 skyscrapers fell that day, it was in fact 3 skyscrapers fell that day. What else is very little known is that within Building 7 of the World Trade Center was located the largest office of the CIA outside of Langley.
There was a set of people, there were, I believe there was a conspiracy to cause this event to happen. And one of the pieces of evidence was a BBC broadcast by one of the reporters standing with the World Trade Center 7 behind her, saying that it had collapsed. And this was this contradiction of having somebody announce something has collapsed when it's obviously in the background.
But this isn't the first building that has suffered as a result. We know that part of the Marriott Hotel next to the World Trade Center also collapsed as a result of this huge amount of falling debris from 110 floors of the 2 Twin Towers of the World Trade Center. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash.
For the record, the BBC publicly stated it's not part of any conspiracy and nobody told them what to say on September 11th.
And the situation doesn't get any better in New York at this hour. As we go live now, pictures once again, another building has collapsed.
The two towers are gone.
So it's got, there's a...
Is this a third building now in New York?
This
yes.
is the third building. We don't know. This is some of the problems of technology, and that is that the pictures advance the facts.
La gran pregunta es, ¿cómo es que se vino abajo el otro edificio, que estaba a una distancia de unos 70, 80 metros, 100 metros de las 2 Torres Gemelas? También se vino abajo. ¿Cómo se vino abajo? ¿Por la vibración? ¿Qué fue lo que pasó? Todo esto alimenta la sospecha de que estas torres evidentemente fueron atacadas por 2 aviones. Eso no hay ninguna duda. Pero que la caída de las torres fue producto de lo que en Estados Unidos llaman una demolición controlada. Y la conclusión que aparece avalada por un grupo de académicos muy importantes que se ha venido formando allá, se llama Scholars for the 9/11 Truth. Está formado por ingenieros, físicos, arquitectos, constructores de todo tipo. Es que esas torres no pudieron haberse caído como producto del impacto de los aviones.
Después de la caída de las torres, se naturalizó el ejercicio de la tortura como una práctica en los Estados Unidos. La administración Bush se escudó en su uso preventivo. Este es el eje central del documental Torturando a la Democracia.
Impatience with the rule of law and the firm conviction that the commander-in-chief had the authority to ignore it would become a hallmark of the war on terror. Historically, the military has carried out battlefield interrogations and operated according to strict, bright-line rules. In the chaos of Afghanistan, agents took their pick of the prisoners.
These terrorists?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. These men are terrorists. I believe. These men are terrorists. All these men are terrorists. I think you terrorists. You come here to Afghanistan to kill people.
We're in the middle of a global war on terror, and commanders have information needs that need to be answered now. In fact, better yet, they should have been answered yesterday.
Colonel Steve Kleinman is a veteran Air Force interrogator who served in both Iraq wars.
At some point, when we realized interrogation was going to be very important after 9/11, the agency apparently looked within its capabilities, its personnel, and found that they didn't have a real formal, structured interrogation capability.
A partir de los atentados, la administración Bush va hasta a crear transgresiones con respecto a la justicia, que siempre fue una tradición americana, el respeto de la justicia y que impone la Constitución.
It's almost like a conveyor belt. We can hear the sounds of other prisoners screaming, being screamed at, dogs barking. If you can't see anything, you're going to be terrified. It's the dark that humans are afraid of, not the light. Somebody, it's a black bag over your head, then you hear the sound of a gun. You think, oh, my head is going to be blown off. And that did happen. I heard that sort of chick sound several times. So if the Americans are doing it, and they're not accountable, then who's going to come to your rescue?
They put gloves on our hands, tape the gloves to our hands so we can't take them off, and they put handcuffs on. We went around our waist down to our feet, shackled our feet together.
They had destroyed all our senses, neither to see, neither to hear, neither to speak, neither to feel, nor to move our fingers.
In Washington, Secretary of State Colin Powell, the most experienced military man among the president's top advisors, stepped up his defense of Geneva's half-century of war-fighting rules.
We were trying to wrestle with how to fight both an enemy and an idea, and I think it came up with a wrong-headed solution, opting out of Geneva. We, after all, want our soldiers, should they be unfortunate enough to be captured, to be treated in a proper way, and yet we weren't willing to afford that to others. That seems a little counterintuitive to me. It did at the time, and it does now.
Mientras que se va a crear esa especie de limbo jurídico en Guantánamo, donde se va a practicar detenciones no oficiales con respecto a centenares de personas perseguidas por el mundo entero, raptadas literalmente por cuerpos de seguridad del Estado o de Estados aliados, frecuentemente dictaduras, y se va a someter a esas personas a tortura, a encierro, a castigo, sin que haya ninguna decisión de justicia que lo autorice.
We're discussing all the legal ramifications of how we characterize the actions at Guantanamo Bay. A couple of things we agree on. One, they will not be treated as prisoners of war. They're illegal combatants. Secondly, they will be treated humanely.
Hay una cultura del miedo que ha sido institucionalizada, que ha sido de alguna manera alentada desde arriba, y que tiene, por ejemplo, expresiones en la vida cotidiana e inclusive en el universo audiovisual de los Estados Unidos, ¿no es cierto? Series como 24 horas, por ejemplo, en donde se presenta el dilema permanente, es decir, bueno, acá tenemos terroristas que amenazan con hacer estallar un dispositivo atómico en la ciudad de Los Ángeles. Tenemos uno, ¿qué hacemos? ¿Lo torturamos o no lo torturamos para obtener la información que necesitamos? Si lo torturamos, estamos violando el derecho humano de uno, pero si no lo torturamos, ponemos en peligro la vida de 2 millones de personas. Se plantean esos dilemas sofistas, falsos, a la opinión pública norteamericana, ante la cual un ciudadano, una ciudadana desprevenido dice, no, sí, tortúrenlo, mátenlo, sáquenle la información.
Evidentemente el cambio principal es que esa misma administración va a también utilizar el pretexto de los atentados para tratar de lanzar una serie de medidas que van a permitir el control de la sociedad. Estados Unidos era una sociedad libre y a partir de ese momento se van a multiplicar los decretos, y en particular el célebre Patriot Act, que le va a dar muchos argumentos a la administración y al gobierno de Estados Unidos para poder controlar a los ciudadanos, controlar sus llamadas telefónicas, su uso de Internet, sus frecuentaciones, sus amistades, sus lecturas, etcétera, y lanzar como una campaña de suspicion general y cambiar, de hecho, la atmósfera general del país. Atmósfera que, en cierto sentido, el propio presidente Obama no ha conseguido modificar tanto.